Live from Las Vegas, this is Wager Talk, the second best show you're going to see from Vegas this week as the presidential debate is going on. Guys, we got a little debate going. Texas A&M and Alabama, Saturday college football. I'm joined with Ralph Michaels of Cal Sports and Brian Leonard, yours truly, Marco D'Angelo. Look at this line, guys. We've got two undefeated teams. Does this line seem high to you guys, or is Alabama that good, better than everybody else?
Yeah, we talked about this at the Tuesday meeting. I actually played Alabama down at the Golden Nugget before the season started, and I laid 13. And to me, A&M's far better than they were expected to be. Alabama's right where they're expected to be, and yet the line is, what, 18.5 at this point?
Yeah, it's just going crazy. You know, Ralph, of course, Alabama last week, everybody was talking about, Tennessee was looking for this one. It was going to be a tough spot for Alabama going into Tennessee, and they blew them out, 39 points. Wasn't even close. Can A&M, they did have an extra week to prepare. Can A&M, get the job done here?
You know what, A&M showed us, A&M has shown us this year with their wins that they're a good team and they can stay in the game, and that's all they need to do here. Bama, on the other situation, I consider this almost a letdown. They needed to take care of Tennessee, put them in their place. They were on the road, a second straight road game, and now they're back at home, and they have the praise of everyone. They're almost a unanimous AP #1. So now that the public's all on them and they're the best in the world, I'm ready to jump to the other side and go with an A&M squad that, again, is undefeated on the year, is rushing for 270 yards per game and 6.8 yards per carry. And while you say they haven't faced a Bama D, I'll tell you what, UCLA's D is my number 49th, Auburn 30, Arkansas 22, South Carolina 24, Tennessee 21. Those are darn good defenses to be running for that much against. So, again, you got to remember, Bama's numbers are inflated because of their incredible non-offensive touchdowns. 11 non-offensive touchdowns this year. Put that in perspective. South Carolina has 6 offensive touchdowns this year. Bama has 11 non-offensive touchdowns.
Yeah, to go back to what you're talking about with the rushing game for Texas A&M, what also makes it tougher to defend them is if you do try to stack the line to try to take away that power running game, this is a team that throws the football for 258 yards a game as well. I love teams that have the offensive balance like that. I like to call them 200 club teams where they run and throw for both 200 because what do you take away? If you take one thing away, they do the other thing just as well. In Alabama, we've seen the teams that have had success on Alabama. Not that they've had a lot of success because they're undefeated, but the teams that made it close were teams that had a good quarterback. Texas A&M has a kid that's already got confidence against this Alabama team, not this particular team, but a couple years ago when he was at Oklahoma, he was the quarterback that ran roughshod over Alabama in that bowl game. Now, granted, that was a bowl game that Alabama, it was a letdown game because they used to playing for national championship games, and that playing Oklahoma that year was not, maybe full intensity for Alabama, but he did have a great game.
It should be noted in that game, sorry, Brian, is that Alabama got up 7-0. So it wasn't like Alabama didn't show up. Alabama showed up, and he took them right down the field his first drive and scored. So, again, you put up 45 points against Alabama, even in a letdown situation. It was still a number 3 Alabama team at that time. So a very good squad.
Yeah, you take a look at the teams that have given Alabama problems in the past. I would say Mississippi has probably done better against them than just about anybody. And this team sets up a lot like Mississippi. They've got the dual offense where they don't have to throw the ball, run the ball, and the defense is very good. And I just wanted to point out his South Carolina with only 6 offensive touchdowns. They're a 21-point favorite this week.
Yeah, good luck with that. All right, guys, if we had to, force you into a play here, do you like a side?
I told you, I think Bama has less emotion in this game than they did last week on the road. The world is praising them. Now I think it's time to back off and take a very, very good underdog.
It's always dangerous going against Nick Saban in these situations, but the numbers say you've got to take Texas A&M. The line's just inflated.
We have a saying in horse racing, you can't keep racing a horse on its toes, going to the max each start. This is going to be 3 straight supposedly big games for Alabama. I got to go with Texas A&M plus the points. It's too many points. It's A&M or pass it. I think Alabama wins it. I don't see them losing at home, but I think it's going to be under 2 touchdowns. I got to grab the points.
Last note is that Bama has this huge turnover edge against everyone. A&M is number 1 in the country with 17 forced turnovers. Of course, 7 came against Tennessee, but again, still, with 17 forced turnovers, I don't think Bama has that huge turnover edge that they get on their normal blowouts.
All right, guys. Hey, if you're new to Wager Talk, after your first purchase of $12 or more, email support@Wager Talk, put your username in, and we will give you a $50 sign-up bonus after your first $12 purchase. That's $50 free for you to use any way you like at the site. Also, don't forget, each and every weekend at Wager Talk, we have the Weekend All Access Package. You can pick your favorite capper, get all of his plays Thursday through Monday for just $69. It's the most economical way to buy picks at Wager Talk. Check it out each and every week. Weekend All Access, $69. We'll be back with more at wagertalk.com.